what the table is for.
Okay.
And the station clerk came over and he was like, okay, they keep track of all the vehicles, how they load and how they queue up and go in and out of the station.
Like an information update.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was so local, it was so all tattered board, and you could just see. And instantly the idea came in my mind, it rang, and I took all the details. And as I went back to school, it became the term project for the mobile application programming class.
Wow.
So we developed it with a friend of mine who is also a classmate, Mohammed Alatawi.
Okay.
And we passed it for the project and we got an A.
Wow.
So after graduating that very year, that's January, I tried to come back here home and try to convert it from an academic project to a tech startup.
Wow.
So this is how MyQ started.
Beautiful. From an inspiration to a solution.
Exactly.
So you just saw there was a possibility of developing the method that was existing and leveraging an IT platform to make it possible. Fantastic. And what are the main stakeholders that define MyQ?
Well, MyQ actually is, we could say that we target the whole value chain.
Okay.
Starting from the transporter to the driver to the passenger.
Okay.
And we actually looked at the customer, which is the passenger, behavior from the time he wants to travel to the time he reaches his destination.
Okay.
So we see the pattern or the habit of a customer. The average Nigerian passenger, if he wants to travel, he just make his mind, pick up his bag and go to the terminal or the station and ask for whether the vehicle is available. If there is, he bought a vehicle. If there is not, then maybe he has to check the next one or postpone the travel till tomorrow. So what we wanted to do was to fashion out a solution whereby we could just place that in between the habit and decision making chain from the time he wants to go to travel to the time he reaches the station. So MyQ actually takes the traditional method of you wanting to travel and you going to the station asking for a vehicle and then put everything on an app.
Reinventing the wheel.
Exactly. So we just wanted a disruptive innovation, a technology that will just, This
is your disruptive.
Exactly. So it will just take the current situation and make it more convenient and accessible for the average passenger.
Fantastic. MyQ has been able to achieve a solution that there is none that delivers it. MyQ has had an interesting journey. MyQ was in Lagos for the Lagos Startup Week, Seed Star World Regional Pitching Competition. Can you give us just a little insight of what transpired there?
Yeah. The Seed Stars World Pitching Competition is an annual event that happens across almost 15 countries in Africa, Nigeria being one of them.
Okay.
So before we went to Lagos, we had to come through the local competition in Abuja.
Okay.
The local competition was organized by Inspire. We competed in pitching against 5 other companies.
Okay.
And we came first.
Beautiful.
And then from there, we moved up to the regional event in Lagos, which happened I think on 31st July in Oriental Hotel in Lagos.
Beautiful.
So the startup pitching competition, it was part of the week-long event called Startup Week Lagos.
Okay.
So what happened was, in Lagos, there are from other regional local competition, we competed against another 12 startups there, and we happened to be the winners of the regional competition. Now we'll be moving over to the global event in Geneva, Switzerland in February to represent Nigeria on the global stage. That's the SeedStars World Summit in Geneva.
Fantastic. You were winners in Abuja.
Yeah.
You were winners in Lagos.
Exactly.
Can I say you will be winners in Geneva?
Hopefully, we hope so. We hope so.
Beautiful. Now, interestingly, can you give us a brief insight of what is to be encountered in the SeedStar World event in Geneva?
Well, in Geneva, the whole world is going to be there. There are about 50 plus startups are going to converge there in a conference full of journalists, full of international investors. So what we are expected to do there is a week-long event too. The first 2 days is going to be boot camp. During the boot camp, we are expected to qualify for a semi-final. So out of that 50 plus companies, 10 are going to qualify to the semi-final. Then the final event will be the event whereby the top 3 of the 10 are going to win the $500,000 equity investment that's coming to the top 3. But at the same time, other investors are there from around the globe. Out of the 50, anyone that interests them, they might invest. So we are hoping that we will pass through those last 2 stages to get to the final prize.
So, SeedStar World event in Geneva brings in equity investors with entrepreneurs, and there's a ticket prize for the first 3 best ideas.
Exactly.
Is that the...
Yep. That's the aim. That's the aim.
Fantastic. So you won in Abuja. You went to Lagos, you won. What was the prize for Lagos?
Well, the prize for Lagos is going over to Geneva.
Okay. You won the ticket to go to Geneva.
Yeah.
In Geneva, you're going to compete with other ideas, entrepreneurs, and you're going to have access to international investors, quality investors.
Exactly. So that's business at a global level. So even if you don't come among the top 3, there are other investors that might be interested and you could reach a deal and get funded.
So the idea that started in a vehicle waiting for the car to be filled up to go to Abuja. That idea that came about by reinventing the status quo is what led you to Abuja, Lagos, and now it's taking you to Abuja, to Geneva.
That's the whole journey.
Fantastic. Beautiful. A lot of entrepreneurs are watching. Will-be entrepreneurs are watching. Startup SME promoters are watching. You have the opportunity to have access to either $500,000 seed investment or other interested investors in your venture.
Exactly.
What would you say to everyone that's watching you right now? What tips and advice could you give them on how to get to where you are today from where you started?
Well, that's a bit difficult, but since but then the advice will be that you can do it. People, human beings like you are doing it, and there's nothing stopping you from doing it. So believe in yourself. Number 2 is you have to be open-minded. Never ever close your mind to anything. Never say never, they said. So number 3 is once you open your mind and you're able to arrive at so many options, all you need to have next is the wisdom to pick out the best one of them to pursue. Pursue that one to the possible end through patience, persistence, and belief, and you'll get to where you are and where success can take you.
Well, viewers, there you have it, from Ishaq Governor, from Abuja to Geneva. What do you need? Belief, persistence, and patient. And most importantly, never say never. Thank you for having a wonderful time with us. Look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye bye.